The town of Red, Montana was a speck of dust in a vast wilderness. Towering above were the crimson cliffs, stained red by the setting sun. They were ancient, weathered by time and wind. Whispers of gold hid within their shadows, a secret whispered on the wind. The cliffs were a sight to behold. They were a natural fortress, protecting the town and its people. But they were also a challenge, a dare to those brave enough to explore their hidden depths. Red, Montana was a town like many others in the West. It was a place of hard living and even harder dying. But it was also a place of hope, where dreams were as big as the sky. The saloon was filled with the smell of whiskey and sweat. Cowboys and outlaws gathered, sharing stories of the wild frontier. But one story held a particular allure: the legend of Black Jack McGraw. Black Jack was a notorious outlaw, known for his daring heists and his even more daring escapes. Legend had it that he'd hidden his loot somewhere in the Red Cliffs, a king's ransom in gold and jewels. Many had searched for Black Jack's treasure, but none had returned. The cliffs held their secrets close, guarded by the ghosts of those who dared to dream of riches. Among those listening intently was Clara, a young woman with hair as red as the cliffs themselves. She was known as Red throughout the town, a nickname earned from her fiery spirit and her even fierier hair. Red was different from the other women in town. She wasn't content with a life confined to domesticity. She yearned for adventure, for the thrill of the unknown. Red had heard the stories of Black Jack McGraw since she was a child. The legend had ignited a fire in her heart, a longing to find the hidden treasure. She believed that she was meant for more than the ordinary. One night, an old prospector stumbled into town, half dead from thirst and exhaustion. He carried with him a piece of a map, said to lead to Black Jack's hidden fortune. The prospector whispered his secret to Red, entrusting her with his legacy. With the map clutched in her hand, Red felt a surge of determination. This was her chance, her opportunity to prove herself and to live the adventure she'd always craved. Section 4. Into the Heart of the Cliffs. The next morning, Red rode out of town, her silhouette outlined against the rising sun. She carried only the essentials: a canteen, a revolver, and the prospector's map. Her heart pounded with a mixture of fear and excitement. The cliffs loomed large before her, their shadows stretching out like welcoming arms. Red followed the map, her eyes scanning the terrain for any sign of the hidden treasure. Days turned into nights. The sun beat down on Red's back, and the wind whipped at her face. She faced treacherous paths, her horse barely keeping its footing. But Red pressed on, driven by an unwavering belief in her destiny. She encountered rattlesnakes basking in the sun and mountain lions stalking their prey. Each danger tested her resolve, but Red refused to be deterred. The treasure was close, she could feel it. Section 5. The Treasure of Black Jack McGraw. The map led her to a hidden cave concealed by a curtain of cascading water. Red dismounted her horse, her hand trembling as she brushed aside the water. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of damp earth and something else. Torches flickered, revealing walls of gold coins and chests overflowing with jewels. Black Jack's treasure, untouched for decades, lay before her in all its glory. Red had done what no one else had dared to do. Red spent the night in the cave, surrounded by the riches she had sought for so long. But as the sun rose, she realized that the true treasure wasn't the gold or the jewels. It was the journey, the courage she had discovered within herself. Red took only a small portion of the treasure, enough to secure her future and help those in need. The rest she left untouched, a testament to the legend of Black Jack McGraw. Section 6. The Legend of Red, Montana. Word of Red's return spread through the town like wildfire. People gathered in the streets, eager to hear her tale of adventure. Red, once the blacksmith's daughter, was now a legend in her own right. She used her newfound wealth to help the town, building a school and a hospital. She became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even the most impossible dreams could come true. And so, the legend of Red, Montana was born. The tale of a young woman with hair as red as the cliffs, a heart full of courage, and a spirit that refused to be broken. She became an inspiration to all who heard her story, a reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures are found not in gold or jewels, but in the depths of our own hearts.